What's good, YouTube? It's Justice. I used to be Pay, and today I'm back with another video. And I know I've said this a couple of times before, but truly this time this video will be a little bit shorter. But I'm going to be implementing a new rule for this channel. It's a new rule, but it's also an old rule if you've been around for a while, because I haven't said this rule in a long time. But if you're going to watch my content, you have to subscribe. It's just a handshake agreement. It helps me out a ton. It's like going to Costco and it says, take one sample. Sure, you could take more than one sample. You could watch all the videos without subscribing, but just don't be that guy. It helps me out a ton. It's free. It doesn't cost you any money. So I'd greatly appreciate if you left to subscribe. I'm trying to pay off this college tuition. But today I'm going to be talking about Luh Tyler and some things that I don't want to see in the future for him. Now, if you're unaware, Luh Tyler is a rapper out of Florida. I believe he's like 17. Like, he's a pretty young guy. He's got a lot of popularity recently because of songs like Law and Order, Fat Racks, and a couple other songs that have really blown up on the internet. And he's kind of established himself as a rising star in rap. And Luh Tyler has a very specific style. If I had to put him in a category as an artist, it's a very specific and recognizable style of music. I'm not going to play his music in the video because I don't want to get copyrighted, but it's just very recognizable. Like, when you hear it, you immediately go, oh, it's Luh Tyler. And there's not too many other people who make music like him, at least not at the moment in like the main scale things of rap. Maybe like if you're from Florida and you're from where he's from, maybe a whole bunch of guys make music like that. But just in terms of like guys who have really popped off, there's not too many people who sound like Luh Tyler as of right now. So Luh Tyler kind of fits in a category of like DaBaby, Lil Baby, Ice Spice, Pooh Shiesty, where they're artists with very specific styles that sound pretty unique to them, like very recognizable. But a main like critique that a lot of people have of artists like that is that they make the same song over and over again. We see it with Lil Baby. We saw it really bad. Like, it got really bad for DaBaby. We've seen it with Ice Spice to a certain extent, but it's just a complaint that a lot of people have with artists with very recognizable sounds. Like, if you have a very recognizable style and you kind of stick to that, people eventually are going to start saying, oh, you make the same song over and over again. And a lot of the times that is a pretty valid critique, but I want to counter it in this video by saying I don't want people to say this about Luh Tyler, not because he doesn't make the same style of music like over and over again, because he does. He likes to stick within his own bubble, but it's okay. It's perfectly fine for Luh Tyler to stick within his own bubble. Not every single artist has to be super crazy versatile, and I can see maybe in like a year from now, people trying to push Luh Tyler to try something new, do something else, be versatile, do something else. Why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? And yeah, it's cool for artists that are versatile, but not every single artist has to do that. I don't want people to try to push Luh Tyler into completely changing his style, because they've done that with other artists before. They did it with DaBaby. And DaBaby has been pushed. And then that's why we get songs like Sneaky Link from DaBaby, where it's like, why would he even do this? But it's like, well, everyone is in his comment section telling him he needs to change it up, do something different, change his beats, change this, change that. And it's like, you know, if the music isn't good, the music isn't good. Y'all can complain. But when you ask an artist to consistently change their style over and over again, and that's just not the type of artist they are, when they change their style and it's bad, you can't be shocked. And so I'm kind of predicting a lot of people to do this to Luh Tyler in the future. Give it like a year, maybe 6 months even, maybe even a shorter time than that. But people are going to start saying, Luh Tyler needs to change it up. Bro keeps having the same flow. Bro keeps making the same songs. And you're going to see comments like that. And I just really hope that doesn't happen to him. And if it does happen to him, I hope he doesn't listen. Now, you can always refresh. You can always renew yourself. You can always change something and make things feel fresh and brand new, but you don't always have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to be Kanye and rebirth yourself every couple years. You don't have to be Playboi Carti and change your sound on every album. You don't have to be Lil Uzi Vert and experiment on every album. Like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You can stick within your own bubble and make things fresh. And we've seen that before. It's not a new concept. It's not like every rapper in the history of rap has been, you know, super versatile their whole career. Like somebody like Jay-Z or Nas, like they don't really change their overall style very much. Like, yeah, they may make it sound new. They may be on new production. They may do certain things different. But for the most part, you're not going to see them do a whole bunch of crazy reinventing of themselves. And you don't need every artist to do that. But that's like a really common thing in the modern era, is to tell artists, you need to be versatile. You need to change this. You need to do that. Like, it works for certain people. If you're going to tell Uzi that he needs to, or if you're going to tell Uzi that he needs to be more versatile, okay. If you're going to tell Cardi, hey, be versatile, okay. If you're going to tell Trippie Redd to be more versatile, okay, but it doesn't work for every single artist. If you're going to tell Pooh Shiesty to be versatile, I'm going to look at you like you're stupid, because that's just not the type of artist that they are. Now, of course, if Luh Tyler wants to completely change his style, that's on him. I'm not saying versatility is a bad thing, but But Luh Tyler has a very specific style and sound that's really cool, in my opinion. I think it's really cool and it's unique. I don't really hear anybody else that sounds like him in the mainstream hip hop space. So for him to have to change it, oh, you're gonna change it, like, no, let him do his thing. You know, if it gets a little stale, we can say, oh, your music is getting worse, you're getting kind of mid. That's one thing. But to ask an artist to completely change their style is another thing. And I know it sounds weird because I'm making complaints about things that haven't happened yet, but I promise you it's going to happen to Luh Tyler. It happens to every single artist that has a very unique and recognizable sound. Well, I don't know if I should say unique, but every artist that has a very recognizable sound that's very specific to them, it happens to all of them. It's starting to happen to Ice Spice. Like, I just don't want Luh Tyler to get to that point where he feels pressured to completely flip his whole style. People were even trying to do it to Yeat. People were like, Yeat needs to change his whole style. And it's like, these artists have been on for less than like a year. If you look at like Ice Spice, Luh Tyler, and Yeat, they haven't been mainstream for longer than 2 years. And people are already banging down their doors like, you need to change everything. It's like, bro, they just got on. Their style just started to work. So let them, iron out the wrinkles a little bit and get further down on their career. And if you want them to be versatile later down on the line, okay, that's cool. But even then, they don't have to. No artist has to be versatile, and not every artist needs to be versatile. I don't go to Lil Baby's music or DaBaby's music or Pooh Shiesty's music to hear a bunch of different sounds. I go to them to hear their specific sound, and that's what I like about Luh Tyler. I go to his music to hear a very specific sound, and he doesn't need to be super versatile. Now, can he? Of course. He can go do his thing. He can change his style. He can turn into a rock star tomorrow if he wants to. I just don't want the fans to try to put this pressure on an artist who isn't here to be a versatile artist. He's not here to be Kanye West. Let him be Luh Tyler. Let him make his music. And I just don't want that for him because it's very likely going to happen in the next couple months to a year. And again, like I mentioned with other artists, it's possible to refresh your style and refresh your sound and make it sound new without changing everything. We've seen Jay-Z reinvent himself while staying still again in his kind of Jay-Z bubble over 20 years of his career. So Luh Tyler, I know this hasn't happened yet. Maybe to a certain extent it has, but it'll happen soon. People are going to knock down your door and say, change your style, change your style. Luh Tyler, if you see this, don't do it. You can reinvent it, but don't reinvent the whole wheel. Don't try to experiment with rock. Don't try to experiment with all these other things. If that's not what you want to do, if you want to do that, cool. But if that's not what you want to do and people are just trying to push you to do stuff, don't do it. Because that's how we get songs like Sneaky Link Anthem from DaBaby, where it's just like, what the hell even is this? Like, this is clearly not your lane, but you're trying to force yourself to expand and just stretch every little last piece of talent you got to try to do other things because people want that from you, when in reality, they don't want that from you. They just want better sounding music. They may say, oh, try something else, be versatile, because they see the style that you have grown in and that you've used. They see it as kind of obsolete now. They see it as worn out when the music starts to get a little worse. So you don't need to reinvent everything. Just tweak it a little bit. And for the fans out there, stop trying to force everyone to be versatile. Everyone is not Kanye West. Everyone's not Playboi Carti. Everyone's not Kid Cudi, where they just change their styles. Or, not everyone's like that. There are certain artists who fit and stay in their own little bubble, and that's cool. That's why I love Pooh Shiesty. I don't expect Pooh Shiesty to give me bars like a Kendrick Lamar. I don't expect Pooh Shiesty to sing on a song like Lil Durk. I don't expect Pooh Shiesty to scream and do the punk rock stuff like Cardi or Uzi, but he fits his little bubble and I like it. It's cool. I go to his music for that specifically. I don't need every artist to be versatile. So fans, don't try to shove it down Luh Tyler's throat that he needs to be versatile. Don't try to, hey, you need to switch it. Don't do that to him. Please don't. Because he has a very cool and pretty, I guess I would say pretty unique style. I don't know. Again, Florida, don't get on my head and be like, everyone raps like this out here and wherever he's from. I'm just talking in general for the mainstream music. He has a pretty unique style. It sounds really cool. I haven't heard anything like it in a long time. And it's cool to get new styles in modern rap because it kind of feels like we've already done everything. So when somebody comes with something new and unique, yeah, sure, you may have heard that style from them before, but let them have their own sauce. Let them have their own little wave. Everybody don't need to be versatile. Everybody doesn't need to sound like Lil Baby, Lil Durk, or Uzi and Cardi, or Kendrick and Cole. Like everybody, they can have their little bubbles that they fill. Let artists be themselves. I know it sounds kind of corny to say, but stop trying to force this whole versatile thing on everybody. Not everyone's going to be a versatile artist. You need to be a versatile listener. If you want to be versatile, be a versatile listener. listen to Luh Tyler, but also listen to Kendrick. Listen to Drake, but also listen to King Von. Listen to Lil Durk, but also listen to Trippie Redd. Like, you can be a more versatile listener if you want different things, but don't try to expect every artist to completely change their whole flow every 6 months, especially when that artist just got on. Luh Tyler just got on. So if in a year people are already telling him to change everything when he just started to find some success, that's kind of goofy in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. This was a little quick, real fast video, but if you like this video, leave a like, leave a subscribe. If I'm wrong, tell me in the comments down below. Maybe Luh Tyler needs to change his style every 6 months. Maybe every artist needs to change their style every year and a half, and everyone needs to be super versatile. Everyone needs to be like Kanye and have different stages of their career where they sound really different. Maybe everyone needs to do that. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just my opinion. Don't get too mad. But I appreciate you if you made it this far. Leave a like, leave a subscribe. Again, remember the rule. But thank you so much. Have a great day. Peace.